Greetings, adventurers of the realm! Welcome back. My name is Jakin. It's been too long. I was sick and dying. Oh my goodness, we have so many alerts go off. So many new subscribers. Avenue Studios. I know you. I know you. Come here. If you guys aren't already subscribed to Avenue Studios, what are you doing? Do it. That's what I like to do. I like to get intimate. Hello, but seriously, it's been a while. I was supposed to have one last week. Basically, long story short, the past 2 weeks have been crazy. But before I get into that, let's say hello to some people first. We have Maxim Smirnov, howdy. Howdy, howdy, or good night. The Azure Sky, hello. Ryan, good evening. And the lovely, I always forget how to say it, Zazania? Hey, I hope I said that right. My cat is screaming outside the door. He's like, let me in! No, because he was chewing on things he wasn't supposed to. But seriously, it's been a crazy 2 weeks. So my wife got sick, right? Got over the sickness, and then it super came back hard. Went to the doctors. Turns out she had COVID, the one thing that we didn't think of. And so the week was spent taking care of her for week 1, right? And then right as week 1 is finishing, the hurricane hits Georgia, Hurricane Helene. Where I grew up, where a lot of my friends are, my family. Of all weekends, were like, some of them were in Augusta, some of them were in Asheville, some of them were in South Carolina. It was stressful, so stressful, I ended up getting sick as well. Not with COVID, I'm built different, never had COVID, apparently, but I got so stressed that I got sick, and I got like, what are they called, like canker sores on the sides of my tongue, right? And it just made it almost impossible to speak. And then because that made just speaking so difficult, right? In my sleep, I ended up biting down on both sides of my tongue, making them even worse. So the day I was supposed to stream last Wednesday, it was bad. It was really, really bad. But thankfully, wife and I are good. We're recovered, mostly. And we're going to do this stream. We're going to try to get as much done as we can. And then we'll probably have to do a part 2 of this, because this is going to be a big stat block. Oh, I forgot to send you my own monster. You did! What gives? I'm kidding. I'm looking forward to when I do get to see it. Where can I find the template? Discord to join the Swordplay and Sorcery Discord server. And when you join, there's going to be a channel or a whole category called the Monster Mash. This is where all things monster creation goes. And then under Monster Resources, you'll see my Google template for how I've been building stat blocks the past few weeks. But I'm excited to show off something really cool tonight. Because tonight I actually won't be using the Google template, but I'm so excited to show it off. I'm super excited. Hope wifey's doing well now. Yeah, she's doing well. The only thing is she's a teacher, so bless her heart, as we say in the South. Yo, glad to catch this live and that you're feeling better. Yes, thank you for being here. It feels good to feel better. See, even laughing isn't the same. It's still like, already joined. Zaxania. I like that. That's pretty. Howdy, y'all. Have you heard that Discord had been banned in Russia just yesterday? Such dumbasses there. No, I missed that. I'm usually pretty on top of, like, kind of internet news and stuff. That really happened? What? Hold on. Discord Russia. Russia blocks instant messaging platform Discord. Wow. That's interesting. I'll have to dive into that later. That's wild. Descrom! Hello! Howdy! Hey, look at all these great DC20 peeps here! Exactly. It's been a really fun series that we've been doing, building these monsters. One, because it's just an interesting challenge, trying to figure out how should something like this function in DC20, but then also the incredible input from the chatters. They come up with these really great ideas, and it's really challenging because for the most part with these streams, I'm trying to do a one-to-one conversion as close as I can, but then sometimes they introduce really, really good concepts, and I'm like, I almost want to do that because that sounds better. Like with Strahd, we had to break Strahd up into 2 streams, and there were just so many good suggestions on how to fix Strahd's stat block or make it more interesting, especially with the way mechanics work within DC20. And it was fascinating. It was so fascinating. Teacher equals exposed to a bunch of buckets of disease. Yeah. I have a pretty strong immune system, so I don't get sick often. But when I do get a sickness from her, I crash hard. He's trying to tear down the door. Do y'all hear that? Do we let the cat in? This is gonna be up to you guys. We'll let y'all decide. Would be cool to put DC20 monsters in a mod for Foundry VTT. I don't know how to do that, but I agree that does sound cool. I need to download Foundry because of DC20's stuffs. Hello, fellow Quebecer. Quebec! Nice! These have been so helpful when I'm converting Starfinder. Dude, okay. What's it like trying to convert piezo systems into DC20? Are you finding it's easier? Is it harder to do? That sounds like it could be, I would imagine, maybe more complicated than a D&D stat block, but I don't know. I haven't tried doing like a Pathfinder stat block or Starfinder stat block to DC20. I wonder how close. I wonder what the conversion would have to be for that. This is the first stream I'm going to be able to watch in the entirety. Glad you're here. I've been collecting these for when I eventually convert my 5e campaign to DC20. Excited to hear it. Yes to the cat? Okay. Alright. Time to meet a cat. He's not even here. This Joker's not even here. Sammy. Oh, he's running. He's running. No, it's a different cat. Oh, there you are. Y'all coming in? Y'all want to say hi? Here, we'll let you say hello first. Oh, he's not in the mood to say hi. All right. For those of you who haven't met him, this is Dean Martin. He's our little tuxedo cat. He's like, ooh, this is the desk I can't get on. Let me on the desk. Yeah, this is Dean Martin. He's sweet. He purrs very, very loudly. All right, I'm gonna put you down. You don't have to put your claws on my shoulder, okay? And then your turn. Come on. Yeet. Let's say hello. This is Sammy Davis. He's also looking at the desk. He's like, this is the desk I'm not allowed on top of. Are you happy now? Will you stop screaming? He's the one that screams at the door and tries to break it down. All right. Yeet. There you go. You just... They're brothers. Let's see. Where was I? Sometimes you need to translate directly. Other times you need to adapt. Yeah. Sucks, I'm basically going Starfinder to 5e to DC. Ooh. Ooh, it's a whole extra step. Yeah, that does sound like it sucks. Throw that in our Discord about monsters in Foundry with Jacob and I to talk about, because we are loving the beta DC20 VTT, and he's done Foundry module. Oh, I've been watching those update videos about like making the DC20 VTT Foundry like the thing. Like every time they do an update video, I'm so fascinated, especially because it's getting more and more like what's whoa. What's it called? Not automized, but like things are getting automated. And it's just like it's making, because what I usually use is either Owlbear Rodeo or Alchemy RPG. But I'm like, Foundry's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Cats are always precisely where they intend to be. That's fair. That's fair. I've been trying my hand at Pathfinder 2e to DC20 a little bit. The action system being similar makes it nice. Oh, that is a thing. They have 3 actions. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Wizards wish they were as awe-inspiring as cats. Yeah. So true. I'd say potentially more like warlocks. If Tiamat was a 5-headed cat, she'd own the Pantheon. I like Foundry too. All right. I think we've caught up a little bit. I teased earlier. I was like, "Hey, I know we've been using this this Google Sheets stat block for a little bit now, right? And if this is your first time watching the stream, let me just pull this up for reference. This is the stat block. It gets the job done. The only thing I hate about doing this in Google Sheets is if the stat block gets really, really long, like Strahd, for example. It makes it really hard to put it onto one page. I can't just take like the actions, for example, right? And then drag them next to monster name, because I have all of these different things as different heights for different reasons. And if they're not all uniform, that's ugly. So I went from making my stat blocks in Affinity Publisher to Google Docs to then Google Sheets, back to Affinity, but Infinity Designer, back to Google Sheets, but now I got something a little bit different. We're gonna do it a little bit differently. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Drum roll, please. Boom! Look at this. What is this? What is this? What on earth could this be? I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's legendary. Look at this. I can just click into it. Your mom. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I can up the HP, make it go down. I can add a resistance. Ooh. I can add some vulnerabilities. Ooh. Some skills, some languages. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. So what is this? What are you looking at? What is this? This is a very, very, very cool thing I'm getting to test out for a wonderful member of the DC20 community, Mantic. I even got a message. It's not man-tick. I want to say man-tick so bad. It's like Manicore, but without the core part, you know? Can I share it, please? I cannot, unfortunately, because this is in development. They are a wonderful member of the DC20 community. You can find them in the DC20 server, and I believe, let me double check, I think you can reach out about possibly becoming a tester of this. I reached out today asking if it was okay to use this on the stream. I've been using this for my home games for like a week and a half, like 2 weeks. I haven't touched my Google Sheets template in a minute because this website has been wonderful. Let's see. For today, shout out to Manic. Yep. And people can find me. You can find Manic on the DC20 Discord channel. They do plan on setting up a Patreon to help support the server cost of the website, but that's not quite ready yet. So you can be on the lookout for that in the near future. But we're going to use it tonight to kind of show off what it's capable of. Again, this is a stat block for a website that's a work in progress. And it's one I'm so excited to use because it just makes life in formatting the stat block so much easier. And then I can export it, I can print it, I can export it as like a PDF. It makes me so happy. Let's see what you guys are saying. And then we'll dive into trying to convert Tiamat, of all creatures, into DC20. Owlbear is nice and simple, but Foundry potential is awesome when you know what you're doing. Haha, you'll get to try it out on Halloween. I'm excited for that one shot, which is another reason you should subscribe to Attribution. Just saying. Do you have one named Sinatra? I wish. That'd be fun. That's a damn good stat block. Don't let them fool you. Hey, just stop it. Affinity Crew represent. It's been so nice being Adobe free for almost a year now. Everything I do is either done in DaVinci or the Affinity Suite. Both services you pay for one time, and that's it. It's so nice. Nice. OMG, what's that? Yeah, I know what it is, but I'm not going to spoil it. Don't you spoil it. Best tool ever. He's working very hard on... Dude, working very hard might be an understatement. What are you doing? Working very hard on it. Biggest understatement of the year. It's constantly getting updated. And there's so many wonderful ideas that are going to be implemented soon, and the roadmap is very exciting for this website. I'm super excited. DC20's community of creators is top notch. Yeah, I think that's one of the strongest things going for DC20 right now when you compare it to a lot of the other rising TTRPGs. And I don't mean this in like a slanderous way or anything, right? Like, sorry, a person just fell outside. I hope they're okay. They just like, oh, they're laughing about it. Okay. They just went like right on the concrete. Golly. Dang. All right. DC20, you already have like kind of a growing community of YouTube creators making active like content for DC20. You have a wonderful DC20 homebrew community within the DC20 Discord. There's a very popular DC20 West Marches server, and I'm told a second one is being developed, which is cool. And you know, you have a community that actively cares and is kind of flourishing, right? And then you have other RPGs that like are maybe just as good as DC20, right? But they're just not getting that traction because no one's making things for it, kind of building up that excitement, which can be a little infuriating for some of the other RPGs, especially if you're a lover of those RPGs and you're like, I would love to see content about it, but no one's making content about it. Tales of the Valiant comes to mind. Not so much Daggerheart, just because how massively like Critical Role is a part of that. I got that one pre-ordered. I'm so excited for Daggerheart. But yeah, I love the DC20 community. It's so great. You can embed it. I don't know how often I'm going to do that, but you can embed the new stat block. And here I am, proud of my little DC20 cards. The DC20 cards people are making are great. Like, people are making, like, tarot cards where they can, like, print out their spells and have them in hand. I do that for my players. It's a great idea, especially because the DC20 spells are lengthy with text. Very lengthy with text. I'm learning Affinity Suite now and Notion. Excellent. All right. With that being said, stop yapping, Jakin. Let's build the damn Dragon Queen. Let's do this, guys. All right. So, like all monsters, eventually this will be a stat block that I post in my Discord. So if you want to see this stat block and other stat blocks that we've done in the past streams, !Discord in the chat to join the Swordplay and Sorcery Discord server. Here's a cat. Also, if you're feeling a little generous today, !Patron to support us on Patreon. We're in the middle of making a pre-recorded, heavily edited, highly produced, in quotation marks, it's still very much a work in progress, DC20 actual play. It's going to be 4 episodes. It's going to be using the 0.8 beta rules. And we already have episode 1 done. All the animations are finished. The music is all added. I can't wait to show it off to everybody. There's just 3 more episodes to finish. And I fell very behind because I got sick. But it'll probably be out, I would imagine, December-ish. Before the end of the year is the goal. So fingers crossed. All right. So, like all streams, I'm looking at the stat block fresh with everybody, and then we're just going to kind of take it from there. You scared the crap out of me, dude. Buddy. No. This is why I kicked you out. No. I'm gonna have to whip out the spray bottle on that fool. Okay, so Tiamat is a gargantuan fiend, chaotic evil, and is technically level 30. Whoa! Alright, let's start there. Let's start with the basics. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna type in Tiamat. So this is a... Oh, it's so nice. You can just click on the size and you have the whole list right here. This is a gargantuan... It said fiend. Oh, the fiend isn't an option in here. We'll put dragon for now. Unless undead can... Yeah, we'll put dragon for now. The levels go all the way to level 20, but like the other streams, I don't really have the stats to go to level 20 in front of me. That would take a whole stream in its own. So we're gonna do level 10 for now, because we have them up to level 10. Unknown. All right, which of these best apply? And then this is one of the decisions I'm gonna need help with chat. What on earth? What on earth do we apply to Tiamat? Which of these best fits? What do we think? Dude, health first. We're all looking forward to it. Thanks. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I have actually never looked at her stat block in 5e. Same. I've seen the aspect of Tiamat stat block from Fizban's book, and same with Bahamut, but never actually looked at like the Horde of the Dragon Queen stat block. Haha, the music was perfect with the cat showing up. Glad to hear it. Better stat block to stress test the new tool than with the queen herself. Exactly. I don't think we have fiends in DC20, not officially. Yeah, nothing yet, which I didn't realize until this, which is interesting. I posted the full batch that was done in DC20 Discord under the free resources channel, and then I've been posting previews in the T and Tori in the Swordplay and Sorcery Discord. The full batch. Oh, the cards! Yes! But yeah, Which of these options best applies to TIAMAT? We have Idol, Skirmisher, Ambusher, Lurker, Bruiser, Controller, Tank, Sniper, Caster, Healer, Summoner, Scout, Berserker, Hunter, Guardian, Enchanter, Trickster, and Warden. I genuinely don't know, because she can do a lot of stuff. Would you like to look over my monster? Just finished filling the template. If there's time at the end of stream, I would love to take a look at that monster. We can probably, you know what? Yeah, we'll dedicate some of the last few minutes of stream to doing that. Bruiser? Let's see Bruiser. Let's actually take a look at her stat block again, see what all she's got going on. Hey, stop eating that. No. Alright, when she drops to 0 hit points or dies, her body is destroyed, but her essence travels back to her domain in the 9 hells, and she is unable to take physical form for a time. She can instantly cast a Divine Word. Divine Word. If TIAMAT fails a saving throw, she can choose to succeed. Unless she wishes to be affected, TIAMAT is immune to spells of 6th level or lower. She has advantage on saving throws against all other spells and magical effects. TIAMAT's weapon attacks are magical. Multiple heads. TIAMAT can take 1 reaction per turn, rather than only 1 per round. She also has advantage on saving throws against being knocked unconscious. If she fails a saving throw against an effect that would stun a creature, 1 of her unspent legendary actions is spent. TIAMAT regains 30 hit points at the start of her turn. Wow. Here's a multi-attack, a claw, a tail, and a frightful presence. TIAMAT can take 5 legendary actions, choosing from the options below, which are Bite. She uses her black dragon head. It's got acid breath, blue dragon head, lightning breath, green is poison, red is fire, white is cold. Okay. So Bruiser, I'm not sure. Oh wait, oh cool. Okay, so it has a little info next to it. Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh, I'm dying. Still recovering. Yes, you need to join the Swordplay Sorcery's Discord. Do it. She has lots of immunities, but is also a spellcaster. That's true. Quesnor, what's up? Hello, Mr. Swordplay. Fact: 9 plus 10 is equal to 21. Also, here's a fact. I'm going full screen for this one. Come here, we're getting into it. I went to Wendy's to try the Krabby Patty and was incredibly disappointed. I didn't even get just like, oh, it's just a burger, right? No. It's a Dave single. And I've heard people talk about how Wendy's has changed their formula. I didn't realize how drastically. That was such a dry burger. A dry, flavorless burger. The wife is home. It was a disappointment. It was bad. It was really, really bad. The Frosty hit, though. The Frosty was great. Anyways, back to TIAMAT. Alright, so let's see. Level 10 Bruiser means strong and tough, focuses on heavy melee attacks. You know what? That actually might work, because she isn't really a spellcaster. Let's see, what is Idol? A monster that just sits there, posing no immediate threat. Skirmisher. Agile and quick, no. Ambusher, no. Lurker, Bruiser. Controller. Manipulates the battlefield with spells or abilities, no. Tank. Absorbs damage, protecting allies and drawing attention. Bruiser might be the one. I think it's Bruiser. And then rank. This is a boss. This is 100% a boss. If she is immune to 6 mana spells or lower, and the player spends enough mana on spell enhancements, should the spell work on her? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm scared to try to figure out those mechanics. All right, let's figure out her health. So let's go to our old stat block thing and go to the monster stats. These come courtesy of Jotto from the Discord community. I mean, not Jotto. This comes from Claudio, who also has a YouTube channel, by the way. This is a boss, so it should be 56 health. But this is also TIAMAT. 615. Which I believe most stats in DC20 are roughly a fourth. So let me check something. 617 times. Honestly, probably. I'm gonna round that to like a clean 60 for now. I know it's low, and TIAMAT should be level 20. If I have the level 20 stats, I will address that stat change at another time. But for the sake of what I have, level 10 it is. 56 is what they recommend. I'm gonna push it to 60 just because TIAMAT is, you know, kind of a big boy, big girl. Physical defense of 22 and mystical defense of 19. Alright, so if I change these will automatically change? Yes. That's so nice. Physical defense, I'm going to give her physical defense because... Oh, that actually makes me think. Okay, so she's immune to a lot of spells, at least in 5th edition, of 6th level or lower, right? Should that be reflected in mystical damage reduction? I'm because I wanted to do 1 physical, 1 mystical, but now I'm kind of thinking, what if I took away 1 physical and made it 2 mystical, right? Because that's a huge deal. Like even just having 1, right, is already crazy. But at this level, people are gonna do crazy damage. They're gonna go over DCs easily-ish, right? I wouldn't go higher than 3, but I'm thinking a 2 for mystical. What do we think? 60 HP is phase 1. I kind of like that. Well, also if it's 60, right? We're going to be putting in features where she regains health at the start of each round. Yeah. Giving TIAMAT 5 action points, 1 for each head, could be a cool idea. Ooh, that's tempting. Ooh, that's tempting. Ooh, I like that idea a lot. Wendy's burger is good. You're insane, dog. I eat the pretzel baconator and I explode. Nah. No. 1 action point per head, with 5th head being in charge of legendary actions. Ooh. But I actually have an idea for the Apex actions. But I like that. Hit up Claudio Wild's channel. It does some great DC20 vids. Very much so. They're very, like, how would I describe them? It's like sitting on like a college lecture. That's the best way I can describe a video. Like you're sitting in a college class for DC20. It's awesome. I almost feel like she would have DR in both. That's the way I was feeling. Have you just posted the monster in the Discord server? Sweet. Thank you for that. Hot take, I don't like regain HP mechanics for no reason. Well, I know like the story reason for TIAMAT, but I see what you're saying. Hot take? I don't think it's that hot. I think it's a reasonable take. I also want it to be in both, but I would either do both, have 1, or I would do one of them has 0 and then the other has 2, which I think I'll do for, you know what, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a 0 for physical defense reduction, or physical damage reduction, and then I'm gonna have a 2 for mystical damage reduction because of the whole 6th level spells and under not affecting her. We won't be able to exactly do that in DC20, but this should kind of be a nod to that in some kind of way, right? All right, resistances. There's a lot. There's a lot with her. Or no, are they just immunities? So we have resistances, vulnerabilities. Can we do it? I forget. I have to look this up every time we do these streams. I always forget. I should have the player's handbook open, or the core rulebook open, and then I never do. All right. Immunities. That's the only time immunities is mentioned? Wow. Wow. Resistance and vulnerability. Oh, it's resistance immune. Resistance immune, resistance half. Resistance immune flows weird. I don't love it. In an early version of one of the board games I made, I had an enemy that had so much HP regain that it was impossible to kill. Needless to say, it had to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how that should work with her. All right. So yeah, we're just gonna go down the list. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. That's like almost all of the physical damage, right? Damage. Let's go to the damage category. Damage types. There's physical, elemental, and mystical damage. So all physical damage, all elemental damage, and TIAMAT is immune to these from non-magical attacks. Okay. Physical damage from non-magical attacks. And then we're going to press the I, which means immune. So then we're going to add one. Elemental damage from non-magical attacks. And then boom. Okay, so what does that look like? So if I click this, will I then be able to see? Oh, is it just that long? Maybe. I don't know. Oh great, just figured out how to make TIAMAT's legendary actions. We might be on the same page. I usually have HP regain tied to a puzzle. It's obvious, it's preventable, it's part of the combat. That's a fun way to do it. Do you think she needs resistances with this kind of physical defense? Yes. I think it's just bad, and resistance to non-magical attacks is just bullshit in artifact attacks for marshals. With that kind of HP, yes, because that's going to be the kind of HP that players are going to have at this level. So that's going to be pretty on par with like an adventurer. It's just increased slightly because it's a boss, and then I increased it slightly some more. And does she need resistances? No, but yes. No, but yes is the best answer I have. Okay, so if I go with the wide version, does that make it so I can see everything? No, it's because I literally, it's expecting it to be like cold, right? Physical damage from non-magical attacks. All right, let's actually look into that a little bit. How do you fight Tiamat? Because Tiamat is a fiend, but also one of the core things about D&D is, as you level up, your adventurers are supposed to be getting magic weapons. Should you be able to take on Tiamat without magic weapons? No. I don't know. I think no. Because Tiamat is one of the creatures, you know, who basically made the multiverse, right? So the idea that something as silly as like an iron sword, like a plain iron sword, could just hurt Tiamat, yeah, that's a little silly. Resistances, physical damage. What we could do is say half. So physical damage, we can change it from like immune, right, to half. And then elemental damage. Elemental damage, change that to half. Actually, we don't even do that. We just say physical half. Elemental half. And then does she have any that align with mystical? Acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison. But, hold on, that's not all of them, is it? Right? Fire, lightning, cold, sonic, corrosion, okay, so not even everything. Wait, but hold on. Psychic, radiant, sonic, and umbral are mystical. So mystical damage can hurt. Yeah. If you're not fighting Tiamat. If you're not fighting Tiamat without magic items, your DM has problems. That's what I'm thinking, right? It's not made to be, she's not made to be a creature that you fight without magic. Not everything is winnable without magic in a fantasy world. Some things have to be solved with magic. Tiamat is one of those bosses. It just feels like when you're a martial, you have to find something magical, and casters are just enough with what they have. Yeah. Yeah, that's part of the choice. That's part of the choice, right? And there's going to be monsters too that affect magic users, right? They're just resistance to like all kinds of magics, right? And then it's like, oh, it's ideal to be the martial in this situation. Tiamat is one of those big D&D villains where it's like, oh, yeah, you want all the magic firepower you can bring to this fight. And if you're a martial, yeah, you're going to be outshone a little bit. Oh yeah. Seems like Tiamat doesn't have any tactics to be beaten. WotC don't give heck, so you need to think about it by yourself. Well, if you're going to do your campaign against Tiamat, right? Like if you're going to do a Horde of the Dragon Queen type of deal, you're going to want to treat it almost like a Curse of Strahd situation, right? You're not going to go and fight Strahd like just one-on-one, just off rip. That's suicide. You're going to die, right? The whole point of Curse of Strahd is you know that there's this threat, and you're going to collect these artifacts, these magic items that are said to be able to be used in a fight against Strahd and kill him and destroy him once and for all. It's the same kind of logic you bring to Tiamat. If you're gonna use Tiamat in a campaign, you set up that kind of quest. I do think that great idea is divide Tiamat into 6 parts, body and 5 elemental heads, and give body regular resistances and heads having immunity to its element. That's an excellent flavor piece. That's an excellent flavor piece. In the cartoon, she seemed to be immune to almost everything. Oh yeah, back in 80s D&D cartoon, she's a different breed. Even Venger's like, ooh. All right. Let me double check. So that's our damage immunities, but we also have condition immunities. We have blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, poisoned, and stunned. So let's go ahead and add those too. So blinded, right? Immune. And then charmed, deafened, and frightened. Charmed, deafened. I spelled that wrong, I think. Frightened. Boom. And poisoned and stunned. Yeah, I keep thinking like, gosh, this is crazy. This is like overkill. But then it's like, creator of the multiverse, never truly dies, always respawns. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. The fight tactic was to run away. Yeah. And though you can collect items through the adventure and collect items to counter her heads, 1 for each head. Yeah, that's actually a really neat idea. That's actually a really, really neat idea. 1 artifact or 1 magic item per head. Yeah. Oh, that'd be really, that's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. They threw her in on episode 1 in that cartoon, and it was hilarious. Yeah, I did the rewatch of the cartoon when D&D tried to launch their like streaming service or 24/7 like channel, and that show's a trip. That show's a trip. I never thought of her as a fiend. Same. I would do something like strong physical defense but weaker mystical defense against all damage types that aren't one of her head types, and equal mystical defense. Hold on, that's confusing me. I would do something like strong physical defense. Okay, we've got that. But weaker mystical defense against all damage types that aren't one of her head types. Well, that's the thing. All of them are one of her head types. Oh wait, mystical. Mystical are none of her head types. But every single one of the elemental ones for sure. Actually, wait, hold on. There is corrosion. What do we do with corrosion? What head types do we have? We have fire, cold, poison, lightning. Oh wait, corrosion is acid. Never mind. And equal mystical defense as her physical defense for those. So that's basically what we have. That's basically what we got going on. Maybe intimidated immunity better? What? Maybe intimidated immunity better? Intimidated immunity. I'm not sure what you mean. She's a literal goddess. You don't have to hold back. That's very fair. I have the box set. We don't have dragon stat blocks yet, do we? No, not yet. Not for DC20. Soon. Allegedly soon. Allegedly soon, we're going to learn more about some dragon lore, which I'm very excited about. All right, we got frightened, stunned. Did we get all of them? Yes, okay, that's all of them. Vulnerabilities. let's say vulnerable to the mystical damage types. Mystical. Vulnerable 1. How about that? 1 extra damage for mystical damage. So that would be psychic, radiant, sonic, and umbral damage. Oh wait, umbral? Maybe not umbral, because she's from the hells. All right, we might have to make this one specific. Psychic 1, radiant 2. Actually, if she's supposed to be a fiend, right? Radiant. Yeah, okay. I know what I'm doing. All right. So it's not going to be all mystical, but it will be radiant. And we'll say radiant 2. How about that? So radiant damage, boom. Great way to attack Tiamat. You've put frightened immunity, but perhaps intimidated immunity better, as intimidates is less powerful in more spreaded condition. Less powerful isn't necessarily what we would want with her. I don't understand Windows search function. How it's like, yeah, here's the page where that letter's at. It's like, okay, sometimes I can click it, sometimes I can't to go to that page. If this was a Mac, it would let me do it. This Mac. Okay, let's see. Frightened. You must spend your turns trying to move as far away as you can from the source of the effect as possible. Why would I not want it to be that? The only action you can take is the move action to try to run away. The idea of Tiamat being frightened by anyone, I don't agree with. And then we're talking about changing it to intimidated. You have disadvantage on all checks while your source of intimidation is within your line of sight. No, we're gonna keep it as frightened. Radiant would be her enemy energy. That's what I'm thinking. She causes frighten around her. I think she should be immune to it. Yeah, exactly. Which we'll get to in a little bit. Let's do the fun part now. Let's start making these parts: the might, agility, charisma, and intelligence. So Tiamat has a 10. 10 for might. Agility is going to be a 0. Interesting. Charisma is going to be a 9. And intelligence plus wisdom, so that's +8 +8. We'll probably just leave that as 8 then. Her not being agile makes 100% sense. Alright, so 2 saves. Which 2 saves are we going to want to do? I think we're going to do... We already have so many magical resistances and things. Let's do physical. Probably agility, right? So that's going to be... What? That would be your combat mastery added to that, which would be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then probably the next weakest stat. I mean, it's intelligence. We could do that. So that'd be what? That'd be a 13 for the save. If I remember correctly, it's just your combat mastery added to it. The thing is, there are 3 conditions of scary type. There is intimidated, rattled, and frightened. And rattled includes rattled. while frightened includes both. Dragon fear. True, I think at this point a lot of classes would have some way to prevent themselves or their allies becoming frightened. Yeah. Rattled includes intimidated. Okay. So being immune to intimidation means also immune to rattled and frightened. I don't think intimidation includes rattled. If she's immune to the intimidated condition, intimidated has disadvantage on all checks while your source of intimidation is within your line of sight. So being immune to intimidation also means being immune to rattled and frightened. Rattled would mean you'd be immune to intimidated. And then frightened includes rattled and intimidated, which we're going to include frightened because that just makes sense for TIAMAT with her fear abilities. All right, let's add some skills. Add some skills for TIAMAT. What kind of skills we got listed? We have Arcana, Perception, and Religion. Okay, so we got Arcana, Awareness, and Religion. Alright, so at this level, we have Arcana. So both of these would be Intelligence. So that'd be 8. And at this level, we're what? Novice, Adept. So it'll be Expert at this level? Is that right? Go down to the table. Level 10. Oh wait, at level 10 the attribute cap is 5. That's true. The HP cat is 5. It never goes higher than a 7. I mean, if you make frightened immunity, it will be only immune to frightened, while making her immune to intimidated makes her immune to rattled and frightened as well, from low to high. But intimidated doesn't include rattled. Oh yeah, they don't follow the creation rules, that's right. Alright, so our skill cap is 3. It says 2, 4, 6. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So 8 plus 6, that's 14, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah. 14, that's crazy. And then awareness, that's just equal to your prime. So that's 5, 6, so 11, oops, wait. There we go. Oh wait, am I supposed to make these 0 if they're just immune? Radiant 2 times. So if I... No, that has to be minimum 1. Okay. Alright. Senses. What do we got for senses? Well, how are we doing on time? We're at 7:30. Okay, we're doing okay. Dark vision, 240 feet. Holy crap. Dark vision, 240 feet. That's a lot of spaces. That'd be 48 spaces. Dark vision, 48 spaces. True sight of 120 feet. Boom, 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 boom. I'm too lazy for math. That's 24 spaces. Holy crap. And then passive perception, so passive awareness. Passive awareness is, what would that be? So that's 8 plus your modifier. So that would be, if the awareness is 11, so that'd be 19. 19. That's crazy. Languages. What else does she know? Common, duh. Draconic, and Infernal. So Draconic, 100%. And then there's not Infernal. What is it? It's languages. Not deep speech. Fiend. Fiend is a language, but we don't have Fiend as an option in DC20 for type. That's interesting to me. Alright, let's see what you guys are saying. Ooh, I'm running out of liquids. Okay. So who's to say she's not a bit higher in stats due to her pure awesomeness? That's kind of how I'm feeling. Other stat blocks, I'd be like, I don't know, is this broken? Is it too powerful? Given the status of Tiamat in the lore, what she represents, what all she does, what she means for stories and campaigns, it's a god. It's not like Strahd, where it's like he's just a cursed dude, right? It's a goddess. Let's see. It's all different. If a condition includes other conditions that you're immune to, I think you should be immune to this condition as well. At least fear. That's how I get that. Yeah, that's how I would understand it. What? She only has 240 dark vision. A fiend, a god, who can empower warlocks, doesn't have the ability to just see through darkness, like Devil's Sight. Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god, you're right. Hold on. Dark vision, tremor sense, blind sight, true sight. Oh, is Devil's Sight not a thing in DC20? Ability to see things that are normally satisfied range. They can see through magical and normal darkness. See into the ethereal plane from the material plane and vice versa. No Devil Sight. Fascinating. Don't forget that 6 spaces, 30 feet from D&D are equal to 5 spaces in DC20. So I would treat 120 feet not as 24 spaces, but as 20... Wait, what? 6 spaces, yeah, 30 feet from D&D are equal to 5 spaces in DC20. So I would treat 120 feet not as 24 spaces, but as 20 spaces. But 120 divided by 5 is 24. So 24 5-foot spaces, that's 120 feet. I'm confused. Each head gives her a tier of vision. Max heads, max sight. That's funny. Again, we don't have a lot of abilities. Coach also wants to make light more effective. Ooh, that would be nice. Shadow Dark does a really good job with that. That'd be hard to play out in combat. He's cutting down a lot of dark vision, at least as being standard. Good. It's easier to ask in D&D who doesn't have dark vision. My cat was getting into my bag. Okay. Yeah, but you should consider that a character in DC20 by default has 5 spaces, 25 feet. And in D&D, it's 6 spaces, 30 feet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it at 24. All abilities count from how many action moves a character has to make. So 24, 240 divided by 30 equals 8. Huh. For space and movements, yes, but the actual rules in 0.8 beta, it still states that 1 space equals 5 feet. Exactly, yeah. Please note, my statements about dark vision are based on his comments on the live streams. I have no inside information. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're probably right. Halflings and strangely enough, Dragonborn. What? Oh, halflings and dragon. Oh, yeah. Dark vision. Okay. Alrighty. Features. This one's gonna take a little bit. Oh, let's dive into this. Alright, thank goodness. We can just copy and paste a little bit for the most part. So I'm gonna copy this, and it's discorporation. Okay. Discorporation. When Tiamat drops to 0 health points, hold on. We call them health points, not hit points. When Tiamat drops to 0 health points or dies, her body is destroyed, but her essence travels back to her domain in the 9 hells, and she is unable to take physical form for a time. Okay, so I'm not going to be giving her the DC20 feature of Death's Door. So we're just going to say that when Tiamat drops to 0 health points, comma, her body is destroyed, but her essence travels back to her domain in the 9 hells, and she is unable to take a physical form for a time. Easy enough. That's our first feature. Didn't have to really change any mechanics. Just the wording. There we go. Alright, let's do another feature. Next up is innate spellcasting. Tiamat can innately cast Divine Word. Her casting ability is Charisma. Interesting, but she's not a spellcaster. We'll have to dive into that a little bit. Let's see. Prybar, what's up, dude? I know you. Howdy, friend. Wishing you well on the stream. I'm gonna lurk as to not spoil too many mechanics. Oh, you're good. This is a creature you guys aren't gonna fight, like ever. I don't think. Definitely not at level 2. Everyone would die. No one would live. Prybar is one of the players from the home game that I run. No dark vision. What I'm talking about is not just convert straight distances from D&D to DC20. You should consider game design and what it costs for characters. Those are different systems. They have different options. Yeah. But giving Tiamat less sight, I don't necessarily agree with. Dragonborn not having dark vision is dumb. Yeah, that's a dumb move. Grumbles and kicks a can out of the way. I think we can take it at level 2. Yes, the 5-headed dragon queen at level 2. Yes. No.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so innate spellcasting. Tiamat can innately cast Divine Word. Her spellcasting ability is Charisma. But she's not... Okay. Let's go... Let's go to our spell list, the pre-made spell list. We have Ice and Illusions, Lightning and Teleportation, Psychic and Enchantment, Holy and Restoration, Guidance, Bless, Light. Okay, so it's a Cleric feature. Oh, literally, Cleric feature is mentioned. 1, Cleric. Yes. You have the Cleric Order, you have the Divine Blessing, Divine Omen. Once per long rest, you can spend 10 minutes to commune with your deity, but that's not the same as Divine Word. Let's see, Divine Word, 5e. See what Divine Word entails specifically. It's not gonna let me scroll any further down for you guys to see. That's dumb. Here, we'll go to D&D Beyond. You utter a divine word imbued with the power that shaped the world at the dawn of creation. That sounds like Tiamat. Choose any number of creatures you can see within range. Each creature that can hear you must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature suffers an effect based on its current hit points. 50 or fewer, they are deafened for 1 minute. 40 or fewer, they are deafened and blinded for 10 minutes. 30 or fewer, they're blinded, deafened, and stunned for 1 hour. And 20 hit points or fewer, they are killed instantly. Whoa. This is a feature and not even like an Apex or legendary action. This is just something but also this is something players have at 7th level in the game, right? But obviously DC20 is a little different. 3 times a day. As a feature, I think in DC20 we'll probably translate that more as an action. If not like an Apex action, because yeah, we'll make that an Apex action because that has a 3-a-day tag to it. Same with Legendary Resistance. Limited Magic Immunity. We'll go ahead and put this one in. Limited Magic Immunity. Let's see. Really, this is her avatar, not the essence of Tiamat. That's fair. I'm not talking about reducing sight, just general idea of DC20 distances being 5/6 of D&D distances. Gotta go sleeping, probably gonna tell my ideas upon Tiamat later in the comments or probably in your Discord server. Absolutely. If you've watched this VOD later, we're gonna be looking at the stat block you submitted at the very end. So you can always skip to that instead. This spell is such a bad thing. It's basically divine power word kill, exactly. That is a crazy spell for D&D. But like we said, this is a 1-to-1, as close to 1-to-1 as we can get. So we'll get to that bridge when we cross it. So unless she wishes to be affected, which why would she? Tiamat is immune to spells of 6th level or lower. She has advantage on saving throws against all other spells and magical effects. All right. Let me see something about the mana spend limit. The mana spend limit is on page 56. You can only spend a maximum number of mana points equal to your combat mastery at one time. So, I mean, that's something I often let slide with my players. I shouldn't be letting slide them enhancing their spells, because technically you can only spend 1 mana. Maybe we could play with that, because at level 10, if players are level 10 going against her, they can spend 5 mana per turn. Or at least that's like their limit, right? They can only spend up to 5 mana per turn until they run out. Have my list idea. Make her 5 legendary action points, 1 for each head, and each head's legendary action point deals its elemental damage and imposes different conditions. We'll probably do something like that. But with Apex actions, they usually, it's a number that'll eventually run out. So she's basically going to have like a budget. But have a good night. Alright, so how do we do this for DC20? Unless she wishes to be affected, Tiamat is immune to spells of 6th level or lower. She has advantage on saving throws against all other spells and magical effects. He's saying hi again? Hello, Sammy. He looks a little sleepy. He's trying to tell us to go to bed. You start packing? Oh, he was down. So, what if we take a note from Magic the Gathering? What if we make it so that this limited magic immunity is, it costs an extra mana point to target her? Because like in Magic, I forget what the term is, but like there's a, what's it called, ward, where it's like ward 1, where you have to like sacrifice something to attack that person. What if it costs an extra mana point to attack Tiamat? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. How do you make this a mechanic in DC20? Because there's not spell levels. But there are mana costs. What if... Okay, hold on. So what if it's like... Yes. Hello, Dean. He's breathing heavy.
Yeah.
Almost like an epic resistance. Yeah. What if it's like... No, because it'd be too complicated, and there'd be a lot of questions you'd have to answer and codify as a rule. I was gonna say its own like spells of this much mana cost and higher, like 2 action points or higher. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys got any ideas for this one? High DC would make her hard to hit without attaching it to a level. A high DC. It's actually not a bad idea, almost like an epic resistance. Mana costs. She's just harder to affect, and you have to put more oomph into it. This would make a team effort the only thing that works. Okay, let's try some version of it. So unless she wishes to be affected, TIAMAT is immune to spells of 6th level or lower. So how do we reword this? I'm fine with the she has advantage, which will actually change to she has advantage on, and they're called saves in DC20. She has advantage on saves against all other spells and magical effects. So unless she wishes to be affected, but she gets all the action points she wants. If it feels like cheating, the DM is doing it right. Oh wait, what? Wait, what are you talking about? Unaffected by spells of 6 mana or less. Yeah, but like, okay, so this is where I'm like struggling, because most of the spells, we also don't know what the spell rework looks like for DC20. Because if it's a high costing spell in DC20, it's almost always like 2 action points and 1 mana. I don't know that I've ever seen one where it's 2 action points and 2 mana points. It's always 1 mana point, and then the enhancement is where you add in the extra mana. I don't know. Why would she ever wish to be affected by a spell? I don't think she would. Maybe spells just cost double against her. Let's try codifying that. Spells cast using mana have a doubled cost. Spells cast using mana have a doubled cost. So basically just 2. Call me crazy? I don't know. You're not crazy. Spells cast using mana have a doubled cost. She has advantage. Spells cast against her. Spells cast against her using mana have a doubled cost. She has advantage on saves against all other spells and magical effects. The mana point cost of all spells cast against TIAMAT or in which she is in the area of effect have their mana point cost multiplied by 2. That's one way to do it. All spells cast against TIAMAT or in which she is in the area of effect. All spells cast against TIAMAT or in which she is in the area of effect have their mana point cost multiplied by 2. Wait, what? All spells cast against TIAMAT. Let's try that wording. I think that'll work a lot better. All right, so all spells cast against TIAMAT or in which she is in the area of effect have their mana point cost multiplied by 2. She has advantage on saves against all other spells and magical effects. Spells cast against TIAMAT or in which she is in the area of effect have their mana point cost multiplied by 2. Have their mana point cost doubled. Let's say doubled. She has advantage on saves against all their spells. Okay, I like that. I think that works. Let's add her next one. TIAMAT's weapons attacks are magical. Okay, so there's actually something in DC20 that we'll use for that. So we'll go to features, and that's the spellcaster tag. So, oops. See. So spellcaster, which is literally already codified thanks to the coach. All of TIAMAT's attacks act as mana point effects for the purpose of spell duels. Additionally, she can perform spell duels but can't make opportunity attacks. So you can't cast a spell if you only have 1 mana. Right. So you would instead be casting your cantrips, which cost action points instead. But yeah. And then multiple heads. Multiple heads. TIAMAT can take 1 reaction per turn rather than only 1 per round. Well, I mean, that doesn't really apply in DC20, does it? She also has advantage on saving throws against being knocked unconscious. If she fails a saving throw against an effect that would stun a creature, one of her unspent legendary action points is spent. This really applies more to D&D than DC20. It can take 1 reaction per turn rather than only 1 per round. That's already a thing in DC20, so that's redundant. She also has advantage. TIAMAT has advantage on saves against being knocked unconscious. Let's go back to our conditions, which we can't just click on like the other things. All right. I don't think unconscious. Okay. TIAMAT has advantage on saves against being knocked unconscious. If she fails a save against an effect that would stun a creature, one of her unspent apex actions is spent. Actually, what is it called in DC20? Boss points? No, there's a different name for it. Go down to the Crassus. Go down to the Crassus. Legendary action points. Okay. one of her unspent legendary action points is spent. Alright, so that's a feature players won't necessarily know about, but should they play their cards right, will play into their favor because it could potentially cause Tiamat to waste her action points, her legendary action points. So that could be huge for not having a lot of damage done. Seems like she'd just throw off the damage. Make her high on legendary actions. Oh, she's gonna be high on legendary actions. Also, how you doing? Good to see you here. All right, I think we have one more, and then we're gonna look at a stat block that a viewer submitted, and then we're gonna call it a stream, and that's gonna be part 1 of Tiamat. We'll have to do part 2 next week. So regeneration. Tiamat regains 30 health points at the start of her turn. Yeah, we're changing that. It should really be like a 4th, probably, right? So probably 7 or 8. Say 8 health points at the start of her turn. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about this? Regeneration. Tiamat regains 8 health points at the start of her turn. We dig that? It's gonna be up to you guys. My cats are cute. And then we're gonna look at another stat block from a viewer. So exciting. So exciting that we actually got one. Let's see. Oh, here it is. I'm excited to take a look at this. 8 isn't bad. She regains her prime or her combat mastery at the start. Ooh. Let's see, what would that be? That would be, if it's prime, that would be 5. If it's her combat mastery, that'd be another 5. Should we just make it 10? You missed how much she starts with? She starts with 60 health points. Should we make it 10? Maybe 10, so that way it's her prime, which would be 5 at that point, plus her combat mastery, which would be another 5. So she just regains 10 health points at the start of her turn. Crikey. Crikey. I know. I would say either or. That way it levels with her. Ah. Well, if it levels with her, and the max is 20, right? That would mean the max is only 7. So level 30 Tiamat regens more than level 10. That's true. I think 7 or 8 is probably good then. I think 8's good. How much does each head have? Oh, it's just Tiamat as a whole. Tiamat as a whole has the health points. So level 30 Tiamat regens more than level 10. That also makes sense. Tying it to Prime could work. I do like that idea a lot. Which tying it to Prime would just make it so that at level 20, which is the max in the game, or max, the max would be 7. Which we would just round up to health points, to 8. So yeah, I think 8 works out. Begs the question, would Tiamat level? Ideally not. But when we eventually have the level 20 stats and we fix Tiamat, it's a great way to kind of level her up a little bit. Okay. So let's look at a viewer submitted monster. I'm very excited to take a look at this with you guys. This is the first time I believe we've actually... No, wait, not the first time. We're slowly getting people submitting their DC20 monsters in the server, and it's so great. I'm loving it. All right. So this one was submitted by your good friend from earlier in the stream, Maxim Smirnov. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is a wild pangolin. Dude, hell yeah. Let's zoom in on this thing. Oh, too much. A wild pangolin is a medium beast, level 2 brute. Okay. It's got 15 health points, physical defense of 10, and a mystical defense of 8. Kind of checks out. Has a physical damage reduction of 2. At level 2? That might be a little bit high, but let's see the rest of the stat block. Would you or anyone be interested in Starfinder monsters? I guess I've assumed not. I would absolutely love to see those. Yeah, send them in the server. Absolutely. I won't have time to look at them on stream tonight, but God, yes. Yeah, send your monsters. That reminds me, I need to finish my gobos. Your gob? Oh, like the goblin stat blocks. I was thinking like eating goblins. I was like, hello? No resistances, no vulnerabilities. Has a 3 in might, 2 in intelligence, 0 to charisma, 0 in intelligence. I think I'm saying that up, but whatever. Has a 4 for their might save. Cool. No skills. Tremor sense of 4. Oh, I think I see where the 2 is coming. A pangolin is a real animal, right? Pangolin. Yeah. Kind of armadillo-esque. Pangolins. Pangolin ball. When curved up into a ball, it gets a +5 physical defense and becomes immune to the prone condition. If it collides while being balled, opens up and falls prone. If it collides while being balled, opens up and falls prone. Man, that's a high physical defense. Be a 15, making that a 20 and a 25. That's just while it's balled, but I imagine it can't do anything while it's balled. 4 action points at level 2. Save DC of 12, speed of 4. 1 action point to curl up into a pangolin ball. 1 action point, Rolling Stones. Pangolin charges up to 4 spaces in a straight line. If he hits a target, he pushes it for the rest of his movement. Wouldn't that be a collision? So wouldn't that make the ball open up and fall prone? I don't know. 2 action points for why shaking. Pangolin shakes the ground within 2 spaces of it. Make an attack check against all targets' mystical defense. On a hit, it takes 1 sonic damage. It's so weird to me that sonic damage is a mystical thing. I like that though. But yeah, I don't know. Rolling Stones, if it hits a target, doesn't that count as a collision? Attack enhancements. 2 action points for rolling harder. As part of a Rolling Stones, make an attack check against hitted target's physical defense and force target to make a physical save. On a hit, 1 bludgeoning damage. On a save failure, the target is prone. Okay, so that adds damage to the attack. If he hits a target. Okay, so wait, hold on. So does Rolling Stone mean that you have to hit a target then? And if so, does that mean the hitting a target feature only works if you add the Rolling Harder enhancement onto it? Does it just attack? On a save failure, the target is prone. On a reaction, Toxic Answer. When Pangolin is hit by an attack within 5 spaces, he can emit a noxious smelling chemical from glands near the anus. Make an attack check against the target's physical defense. On a hit, 1 poison damage. That's funny. I get where he's going with this. It's a living bowling ball. Yeah. I really like the reaction. The reaction is really fun. The attack enhancement is also fun. I'm a little lost on Rolling Stone and how it works with Pangolin Ball, because I feel like if you hit the target, that's a collision. That's kind of that. Yeah, that'd kind of be the definition of a collision, especially if it's you that's being the one hitting somebody. So I'd imagine that would mean you open up and fall prone. The Y shaking is a fun attack, and I'm guessing it doesn't make any kind of claw attacks or anything, other than the collision confusion. It's pretty fun. It's so weird to me that Sonic is a mystical defense. Well, actually, it's part of DC20. Alright, what are y'all saying? Oh, with stink ass. Yup. I think that might be a collision, and it pushes the enemy the rest of his movement while falling prone. If that could be made a little bit more clear with the stat block, that would go a huge distance for me. Other than that, that's a really fun creature. That's also really interesting. It also gets a really high defense really fast. Right. A physical damage reduction of 2, but that only applies to regular hits. But I mean, still, if you're a player, you have to roll at least a 15 if it's in the ball. So you have to kind of wait for it to be unballed to get like the super big hits on it. But that's fun. So the pangolin falls prone, but the enemy is pushed. But yeah, seems to need clarity. Yeah, just a little bit of clarity. But that's a pretty solid stat block. Yeah, I would love to look at more of your guys' stat blocks on stream. That would be a whole fun stream in itself. If we had like enough people submitting their own things, just reviewing all the monsters that other people are making on stream, that'd be so much fun. That'd be really cool. Guys, I'm gonna have to wrap it up. I've still got some packing to do for a flight tomorrow, but this was part 1 of building TIAMAT in DC20. If you aren't already, !Discord to join the Swordplay and Sorcery Discord server. We chat a lot about movies, and we're in voice chat a lot. We weren't the past 2 weeks because I was very sick and I couldn't really speak, but I'm usually in there editing my own videos, sometimes editing videos for work. Sometimes I'm painting in there, which is a lot of fun. Like I'll paint a mini sometimes. And a lot of people play Overwatch in there and get really angry, and it's kind of fun to watch. When Black Ops 6 comes out, I'm probably going to be playing Black Ops a lot in there. I'm not going to lie. If you want to support the channel, Patreon to join our Patreon. It's only $5 a month. You get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to our upcoming actual play, The Chains of Laventria, all behind the scenes about it, what the editing is like, coming soon, cast and crew interviews, more animation sneak peeks. The character art is really soon. We have one character finished. And I'm super excited to show it off. And you also get an exclusive part in the server that you get to hang out in. And it's only the patrons, which I need to be better about messaging. But I was sick. But now that I'm not sick, I have no excuse. So there we go. Oh my goodness. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next stream. Adios.